Back at California Speedway, where we are under a red flag condition after 69 of 150 laps. The Camping World 300, presented by RVs.com. We're continuing to pick up the cars that were involved in a grinding crash here on lap 67. There is the 88 car owned by Dale Earnhardt Jr., Brad Keselowski. There's the 42 of A.J. Allmendinger. He was involved, the 1 of J.J. Yaley, and the 0 of Eric McClure. Here's the incident. Now watch the speed here in the 88 car. Watch as they go into corner over 185 miles an hour.
I see over 100, almost 190 miles an hour. Gets blindsided by this 42 car.
Car on its side, up on the wall, still going upon impact right at 100 miles an hour as it came across the hood of Allmendinger's Dodge, and now comes back down across the racetrack. Another look looking across turn 2.
You can see just how little impact it takes. These cars just barely touch to get in that corner, and then when they start losing control, then you have these kinds of things can happen at these kind of speeds.
I think hitting that wall when it was concrete, though. I mean, this soft wall has just been so good for these drivers and everybody. I mean, they tell us that it takes close to 40% of the impact out of a driver's body when he hits the wall. And for sure, Brad really tested that wall that time. That was an incredible impact. And the wall looks like it's still in pretty decent shape.
There is the safer barrier we're talking about, and it's probably one of the greatest innovations that come along in NASCAR. They had the fuel cell, they've had the fire suit, the window net, all the things, the seat belts, the 5-point harnesses, all the things that have been made as safety features in NASCAR racing that have been actually moved on to the passenger cars. But that safer barrier probably is the biggest innovation to come along in 2 decades.
It definitely is, Jerry. A lot of people talked about, what can you do to make these cars safer? And boy, the soft wall helped everything.
We are under the red flag because of the repairs that are taking place now to the safer barrier, the soft wall up there in the turn, where the impact involving 4 cars has produced the second caution flag of the night. Heavy impact on lap 67. Again, the 4 cars involved, the 0 of Eric McClure, the 1 of J.J. Yaley, the 42 of A.J. Allmendinger, and of course the 88. The most serious impact was taken by the 88 car, Brad Keselowski. This is the accident on lap 67. Coming down through the tri-oval area, entering turn 1. Watch the contact.
4 wide getting into turn 1. Guys, just a tough accident right there. Just amazing. The soft wall, we talked about it. How good the soft wall stood up. You saw him a little while ago, just welding on it just a little bit. Still had a great shape. And NASCAR's been through enough accidents right now with the soft wall. They know if the welds are broken at all, they're going to red flag it and fix it, and that's what they're doing right now. But the thing did just an incredible job holding up. Let's take a look at the speeds here getting into turn 1. 185. Close to 190, pushing 190 right before he starts getting out of the throttle. A lot of speed. He doesn't see the 42 car coming and gets him in the right rear quarter panel. And look how fast the car starts slowing down when it gets a wall.
Almost a 40-mile-an-hour drop right on the impact. These soft walls have really helped a lot as far as taking the energy out of these crashes, but they are a little fragile, so to speak. They have to go back and fix them when they hit them really hard. Sometimes it's made out of aluminum. It's like a tubing, and they got that styrofoam behind them. They can go back in there and just re-weld that stuff and replace some of that foam and make it just as good as new.
Brad Keselowski in the 88, making only his 19th start in the NASCAR Busch Series, his 6th of the year in the 88 car, the JR Motorsports, owned by Dale Earnhardt Jr. Information we are getting now from NASCAR is that Brad Keselowski is awake and alert, and he's going to be flown out for further evaluation, x-rays. But good news, Brad Keselowski, he was awake and alert in the car. We saw him put the window net down. The 42 car, A.J. Allmendinger, has been checked out and released at the Infield Care Center. As a driver, Rusty, when you're standing by your car and you've just witnessed that kind of impact, how does it affect you?
Well, it really makes you think if the guy's okay, which it looks like he's, okay right now. Maybe a leg injury or something like you said, Jerry. We're not for sure yet, but you're thinking about the accident. But, after you know everybody's okay, you start thinking about your car. How's the car handling and what can I do to make it better? And right now they're allowing one of the crew members to come out and talk, and they're discussing what they're going to do. And you're really thinking now about how am I going to make my car better with 81 laps to go.
Drivers trying to get fresh air. Let's check in where Dave is caught up with the driver of the 0, Eric McClure.
Yeah, he is with us, Doc, right here, and if you guys can roll tape for him, he said he'd be interested in seeing it. Obviously, Eric, you were on the extreme outside heading into turn 1. From your vantage point, what happened there?
Well, the hefty Chevrolet's been off the pace all weekend. We were struggling mightily just to meet NASCAR speed requirements. We were trying to stay high so we could carry so much speed in the corner to meet that, but spotter said there were 3 wide behind us. Just tried to hold our line going in. Next thing I knew, I got clipped and turned around. So, hope Brad's okay. Hate that happened to those guys. I know they were racing for position, but not a good weekend for us. We'll try to come back next week.
Was it difficult, Eric, knowing they were coming and at such high speed and you were not running that well?
Well, it's always difficult. California's a really wide racetrack. We've been in this position several times this year, unfortunately, and just trying to run as hard as we can, make as many laps as we can, and just hold our line. Usually they can get around you, but not sure what happened. Just hate that it did.
All right, Eric McClure is okay. He walked away from the infield care center, guys. Mike?
And Dave, Pat Smith.
Standing by now with A.J. Allmendinger, who has walked away. Are you okay?
I'm fine. Pride hurt more than anything. Probably not as bad as the car, but that was disappointing. We were running strong. I mean, the car was just getting better and better, and we started 42nd and went up to about 15th, and I thought I was clear, and I guess I got clipped in the right rear, and I felt so bad for Brad because that was a big hit. I saw the flame and the wheels in my window, and just sorry for this Chip Ganassi Memorex car. It was we were running the front. I was having a lot of fun, and I wanted to finish all 150. I think if we got through that, we'd have been top 10. It'd have been good.
Getting laps, of course, was your big goal tonight. Talk about how difficult that is going down into turn 1. You're coming up on a much slower car on the outside, and hearing from your spotter. Was the response, or was the spotter talk to you clear?
Yeah, I mean, Tim Fiedel, he's an awesome spotter. He told me I was 3 wide. And I knew I was faster than both the guys, and I knew Brad was way on the inside, so I wanted to give him some room so I didn't take the right side air off and take us all out. And JJ was pinned behind Eric. I think he was down a cylinder. He was struggling a little bit, and I thought he was just going to check up and let us go, but I thought he looked like he wanted to make it 4 wide in the corner. And as soon as I got clipped in the right rear, I tried saving it, and I think would have been okay, and we would have probably spun out, might not hit anything, but when we clipped Brad, that brought the momentum back up the racetrack, and it was a nasty wreck. I think he's going to be okay. I hope so. Talked to him in the hospital right there. He didn't cuss at me, so I think we're all right.
All right, A.J. Allmendinger, he'll be in the Cup race tomorrow. Glad you're okay.
Brad Keselowski, the word is that he is awake and alert. He will be in that helicopter right there and airlifted out to a local hospital where they will do further evaluation. Gotta believe they'll do x-rays on the lower extremities. You saw him talking to the safety crews at the car, and they lifted him gingerly out of the car, put him in the ambulance, and he will head out by helicopter here momentarily. Still under red flag at California. Back in just a moment.